This week's Parsha is Thissa, which contains one of the great scenes in all of biblical history. One of the most well-known scenes, that's the sin of the golden calf. In fact, I think if you ask somebody, just offhand, tell me, what do you think was the worst sin of the people of Israel when they were leaving Egypt, escaping Egypt, and going out into the desert? Most people, I think, would say, oh, it's the golden calf. They built the golden calf. Obviously, it was a sin. However, it's not considered the worst sin. The moment that God decides that the people cannot enter the land of Israel is not after the golden calf. It's after they decide that they are not capable, strong enough to enter the land of Israel and fight the battle to conquer it. Remember the 12 spies. We'll talk about that another time. But why is that worse than the golden calf? Because, see, in the golden calf, they lost faith in God. They were afraid. Where is God? They were trying to sense His presence, and they built this calf to sense God's presence. But in the case of the spies, when they said, we're not capable, we're an insignificant people, we can't conquer that land, and they got afraid, they lost faith in themselves. God's okay if we lose faith in Him sometimes, but He can't accept that we lose faith in our own nation, in our own capabilities. And so He made that decision. But the sin of the golden calf, nevertheless, is so well known because of the moment that it occurs when the 10 Commandments are being given. This incredible opportunity, and they become impatient, become afraid. Moses hasn't returned from the mountain, and they build a golden calf. Now, the line I want to focus on in this week's Parsha is something we're very familiar with. You ever watch these old-fashioned family shows? Leave It to Beaver, things like that. The really old-fashioned ones. I was even black and white. I really dated myself. And what would happen is that the child would do something wrong. It was never terrible. Do something wrong, mischievous. And then when the father would come home, because obviously the father's at work, the mother's at home, that's how it was in the stories of the 50s and the 60s, and the mother would say, do you know what your son did today? Of course, it's our son too, but she's so angry and frustrated, it's your son. Well, you know something? And we laugh, of course, because we know we do the same thing. The same thing happened in the story with the golden calf. This is what God says to Moses when He sees the people of Israel building this golden calf. He says, the Lord spoke to Moses, hurry down, for your people, whom you brought out of the land of Egypt, have acted basely. They have been quick to turn aside from the way that I enjoined upon them. Notice we said, hurry down, Moses, for your people. It's Moses' people? Who selected the people of Israel? Who selected Abraham? Who selected Moses and gave him the job to go to Egypt and take the people out? It was God. But He says here, your people. Because at this moment, God has tremendous frustration. He is so angry. He is beside himself, to use an incorrect metaphor. Just like we are when one of our children do something wrong. But it also gives us a hint. And that is, just as when we say, what did your son, what did your daughter do today? Because they did something wrong, we also know that when the mother says that, she's not disowning the kid. She's just upset. She says it because she so much loves the child. And at that moment, she's frustrated because she couldn't deal with it. So she says to the father, look what your son, now help me, do something. What God is saying to Moses is, Moses, I love this people. We have to repair this. But I am so angry and frustrated, I need you. Your people, I need your help, Moses. You go down there and fix this. Because this relationship can't end on this note. We have a mission to accomplish. So God here is showing His tremendous love for the people of Israel. And we know right away that somehow this break in the relationship with God and the people of Israel, caused by the sin of the golden calf, it will be repaired. And God needs Moses to help Him do it. And of course, we know, of course, it is repaired. And then the people of Israel and the God of Israel go forward in history on the mission to bring those 10 Commandments to the world. But it's at this moment when we see God's tremendous love for the people, when He seemingly is disowning them, what He's really simply saying is, I can't do this alone. I need you, Moses. I need you to go down there, speak to them, reason with them, fix this thing so we can continue. So in this moment of what we call the sin of the golden calf, we actually see the tremendous love God has for the people of Israel, his needing a man like Moses, someone of the people, to help the people learn, and the partnership now that's growing between God, the prophet, and the people of Israel. Even at this terrible moment in which the people of Israel seem to have abandoned their God, set in motion is that mechanism for repair and for reconstruction of the relationship. And that's how it's been with the people of Israel and God throughout history. There have been moments of despair when sometimes we walk away and we say, I don't understand you, God. Certainly after the Holocaust, it was a reaction of many Jews. I don't know what to do with this God. What happened to our covenant? What happened to some type of protection? There was frustration, but we found a way to communicate again. And we came together. And the result was that the people of Israel, with their strength that they got from the God of Israel and from their history, and with great leaders that were on the level of a Moses, like a David Ben-Gurion, and we built the state of Israel. The greatest accomplishment of the Jewish people in 2,000 years came after a moment of conflict between God and the people of Israel. Just as after this moment of conflict, the nation goes forward and continues its march into history. It's a wonderful, wonderful story. Study Parashat Thissa and watch how God and the people of Israel, with the help of Moses, helped repair a relationship that almost collapsed because of that classic sin of the golden calf. Relationships can be repaired even after a sense of abandonment and sin, when there's the kind of love that existed between God and his people Israel. Shabbat Shalom.